10 minutes past the hour. Let me tell you, I do hope that you have found the love you're searching for. I went to a function on Sunday, and when I tell you that there's sometimes I say this, I just love my people. The way that everyone was just decked out, it was nice, it was a lovely fair. It was one of the market fairs. It was very nice, very nice, very, very nice. Up in Chingford. So if you were part of there up in Chingford, nice, nice. Oh yes, it was backyard. Well, not backyard, but it was far. If you from there. Everyone's looking very nice and gracious, it's lovely. But also what happened on that Friday, I want to say a great big congratulations to Free Spirit, the launch of her first poetry book called Resilience. Congratulations, congratulations, congratulations. What an awesome event, family, and it really does prove when you've got someone, some people who support you, they turn up, they turn out, and they turn in. And more importantly, they just give. And it was one of those moments. It was lovely to see. So I'm happy for you that you had family about. Mommy, yes, it's you are talking about. Where's my phone? Let me know when I can do a little sound check for you. Okay?
Yeah. You got it on? You need to ring it. Oh, you got it? I see your little stool. That wood, the wood.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to getting on the sports this week because obviously there's football. From what I can see, what I can hear, I don't know if it's worse than the politics out here because people are jumping ship, but you've got to stay together. Got to stay together as a team. And there are a few teams which are, they're getting on a bit bad, like they're pushing up their chests already, like they're a little Robin. They're little. I'm not going to say they're gunners. But anyway, carry on. They're just getting on a bit kind of, calm down now, calm down.
Oh, God.
Yes, as I said, I'm looking forward to finding out what's happening in Carol's diary. Remember, obviously, I'm sure she's going to let us know what's happening in Folkestone because that's when she does her trucking. And she, if you would like Carol Glenn to visit your school or otherwise do a jobs fair or otherwise just book her, do not hesitate to contact Carol Glenn. She can be found at Carol Glenn on all platforms. That's my right. My daddy said to me, don't have that, nothing. Oh, and I've got to give a great big shout out to my auntie. think it's just one of those evenings, gravity. Yeah, sometimes you just don't feel like everything's going right. But you know what? You can make it happen. You can make it, just write it out where you want it. Sometimes it's a case of saying, stop, basta, niente, not here, mate. Turn around, move it on, nothing to see, and just rewrite the program. Because there are times, I'm going to talk about something which I saw. Can I talk about this with you just for a short while, Professor?
Yeah, go
Let me
ahead.
see if
Go
I-
ahead.
Let me just make sure that you're on there. Professor, you there?
Am I here?
Yes, you are here.
I am.
Change that.
Yeah. Good evening, London town.
Thank you. On route here, and I know this is nothing new. However,
Yeah.
I saw a young man coming from Esquala,
Yeah.
and he had on part of his uniform, but his tracksuit bottom was underneath his posterior. I
Yeah.
mean, I just, how do we eradicate? What is gonna?
What do we have to do to eradicate certain behaviour, pattern, behaviour, trend?
It's a thing that's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
eating
It's
is
not.
that's.
It's become the state norm.
Oh, it's awful.
The thing about it is that what's even more interesting. I wouldn't even use the word interesting. What's more alarming for me? What's more apparent?
Mhm.
Once upon a time, if I go back to the mid to late 80s,
Okay.
whenever somebody who was an associate of mine, somebody that I knew,
Mhm.
had been apprehended by the police
Oh, yeah.
or
Mhm.
incarcerated or released,
Mhm.
when they got released from the station and they didn't have a bell and
That's-
their trousers was hanging down,
That's where that came from.
that's where it came
That's
from.
where it came from. But that's.
But it wasn't a symbol of endearment. If anything, it was a bit of embarrassment.
Most certainly.
Because it was like, I've been arrested, I've just been released, they took my belt, took my team, my trousers are hanging down, and I don't like it.
Mhm.
And it's changed from being a select few individuals who would walk home after being released by the police like that,
Mhm.
in a bit of embarrassment.
Mhm.
Let's not lose that. Two, it's now the status quo.
And it's okay.
It's okay.
And my thinking is, what opposite sex person
Yeah.
is attracted? Because obviously sometimes you do these things like in the land of the
Yeah.
world of we attract. That's
Yeah,
why
yeah,
birds
yeah,
have many
yeah.
pretty feathers and all that
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
yeah.
The males want you to have all the pretty feathers and all that kind of stuff. So what attraction is it? Let me get my words correct here.
Yeah.
Is it that the
Is
male
that for me
thinks?
to answer?
No, it's not for you to answer. But from the point of view, my
Yeah.
thinking is,
Yeah.
if you're attracted,
To that.
is a female looking at that thinking, oh yeah, that's what I'm attracted to? Because obviously the men are doing that to
I suppose
attract.
if not having the bell
Yeah.
if not having the bell is an indication that you've been arrested or you've come from prison
Mhm.
and you're somebody, you're a member of the criminal fraternity
Right.
and you've got the capacity to provide safety physically,
Mhm.
isn't safety one of the triggers?
Well,
Where
how do you
safety, resources, when I do watch the podcasts and YouTube documentaries that I've watched
feel? Mhm.
about women who are attracted to men in prison,
Mhm.
one of the things that is, according to the women who are speaking, one of the things that they say
Mhm.
is an appeal is that individual's capacity to protect him.
But the average one was protective of that. That's not new. That's, excuse my language, that's just nothing. I find that's new on the table.
Yeah. So maybe it's not the fact that the trousers sagging is the appeal. Maybe it's the fact that the trousers sagging is a symbol of somebody who's been arrested, it's a symbol of somebody who's broken the law,
Yeah,
somebody who has
Yes.
the ability
because
to.
they were doing it in support of those.
Yeah,
But that support is now.
yeah.
Anyway, do you know what?
Very, very interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting.
right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
back to music.
Maybe we should review, since as we're talking about people
Right.
trousers and things,
Right.
we should review Meat Machine.
Okay, that's like everybody's in a tracksuit. But anyway, let me go on.
Yeah,
Let me go back to it.
yeah.
Carol, sorry about that. We got into a conversation there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I have you here. Right, we were just talking about tracksuits and boys wearing their tracksuits underneath their posterior. That's where that went. And just how disgusted Absolutely. And why is it a fashion and what?
Yeah, why has it
Yeah.
become?
Okay. So, so I know you were at Langley yesterday. We're going to Thurston, maybe a little bit of the Canadian, the V8. Didn't get a chance. Girls on Track, and then obviously next Tuesday that's next Tuesday. So, where would you like to go to first?
Let's do the pictures coming actually from Lane today.
Okay.
Friday, so
We'll go there. Okay.
I have like Friday, Saturday, and then today. So.
Okay. Oh, thank you very much. And we've literally just kind of like not too long ago, you know, actually ourselves was one of those. Okay, laptop on, and let's bring our lovely lady in. Okay. Are you ready on that side, so to speak?
I'm ready.
Okay. Alright. There's a lot to be thankful for, and even more so, yes, those dark clouds. It's been really cold, even though it might look quite sunny.
Yeah,
And which is a lot to be said when you think you should be wearing one thing, but nonetheless, what is sunny on our side of town is the lovely Carol Glenn. So we're speaking with her right now. There we go. Carol, how are you?
I'm fine. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you are. I'm fine. I've just got home. Managed to get home in time. I've been at a lovely school today in Langley, not far from Heathrow.
It's Langley Slough, isn't it? Langley Slough.
Now, yes,
Yes,
Langley
yes.
Slough. We had an interest. It was an interesting. It wasn't a breeze fair. I was only there from 1 o'clock, 1:15. It was a trial, and I think it's going to be a very good trial. And it's not necessarily to do with motorsport. It's a
Okay.
trial for schools, which company that I'm doing stuff with called Learning to Work. And it's an app. There's an app as well.
Right.
And the reason why I love it is because
Mm.
we had about 120 kids in the room. And then we went through this app, which we demoed, anybody can do it. And it's called Entrepreneur Skill Challenge. And just want to find what the app is called.
Is the app provided by the school, or is it a government app, or how do they get the app? How do the children
If you get the app, download the app onto your
phone from Play Store kind of thing?
through what's it called, Apple
Android?
or Android. Yes, hold on, I've just found it.
Thank you.
It's really good, and anybody can do it. It was a 2-hour workshop, and it's an app called Entrepreneur Skills Index Challenge.
Entrepreneurs. ENT.
ENT.
Yeah, no, I'm just.
REPRENEUR. Skills Challenge Index. You look for it either Google Play or Apple Store. And what it does, it takes you through the stages of, you've got to set yourself up as a coffee shop.
Yes.
I think you can set up in maybe anything, but this was a coffee shop.
Yes.
And what it does, it uses, not just that many people into non-profit, it's making them use entrepreneurial thinking, resilience, communication, problem solving, adaptability. And so the kids have to work in teams of 4, and they come up with a coffee shop name. Then you're given a £50,000 budget, then you're given some sample CVs, then you've got to work out whether to choose a barista, a junior barista, a senior barista, a manager.
Oh, I like this. I like it already. I like it already.
Their salaries affect what you spend for the year.
Of course.
Then you have to then choose your coffee supplier,
Mm-hmm.
a new milk supplier. You then have to also choose what marketing campaign you do, whether you do social media, leafleting, whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
What else do you have to think about? I think they have to think about location of the building, what you pay for rent and everything else.
Getting the spaces and the seats. I like this. I like this.
And when you key it all in, then you can press the report, and it tells whether you made a profit or loss.
Ooh.
The cosmetic sales have made losses.
Oh dear.
And you do it for each month by tweaking things. So it's like, so suddenly I had people who was having a manager, a senior barista, and a junior barista. And they were why do you need two baristas? know, really all the kids went to having choices for coffee. So we're going to have macchiato, espresso, cappuccino. And I went, why don't you start off with one coffee, selling one coffee, and then you build up your brand as you go along. Because you're going to do 4 different flavors, 4 different varieties. You've got to that impacts on your stock and your overheads.
Yes.
And it's about by taking things out, they're telling them to make profit. So yeah, it was all those sorts of things. I thought it was brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
I like this. To our listeners, you do know that you need pen and paper when you're listening to this show. So please, invite, well, I say invite yourselves, or otherwise, get, as an adult, I think, oh, I wouldn't mind trying that. And also, for children, let somebody else know, especially if they're at school, Entrepreneur Skills Challenge Index. It sounds like a great thing that even a family could do.
It's something you could actually do at home. It's
Yes.
absolutely brilliant.
Brilliant.
I absolutely loved it.
Thank you. It's one of the things I wish, sorry to interrupt you there, that I wish that when I say we had at school or otherwise,
Yeah.
it seems to be, I know and I say this quite boldly, the British are a bit late when it comes to what's the best thing when it comes to curriculum, because Europe are doing very well in concerns to what they actually put in the curriculum, the life skills. The life skills.
Yeah.
This brings the mathematics, it brings the sciences, it brings in, the economics, bang, straight there, which obviously is very, very good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's, I like that one. Tick, we've got a tick on that
And
one.
it just teaches them everything, and you just think, wow, this, and it's not about everything, it's all that thinking ahead, thinking about what should you be doing?
It also brings about an appreciation when you do go into a store, and I think if a lot more children do this, that they might cut down, I'm going to say theft, because you think, a bit of compassion concerns to what a storekeeper has to do and everything else like that.
Sure.
I like that.
And then on Friday I did a similar thing. This was with primary schools.
Okay.
So I'm loving what I'm doing now to get to see all these things. So I was invited to go along to be a judge at an engineering
Oh,
event.
yeah. A primary school? No, I say that in concerns of engineering primary, thinking, okay.
Institution engineering to primary schools. So I had to go to Northampton University.
Oh, yes.
Oh, there's different. Northampton University. Oh my God, I wasn't ready for it. Anybody thinking about going to do any courses, I would say definitely look at Northampton.
Okay.
The campus was par excellence.
Nice.
It's a new campus.
Mm-hmm.
It's got everything. When I saw that they had their own little police station,
Okay.
security,
All right.
I could see the doctors. They had their own little Morrisons there. The grounds are beautiful. It was clean. It was
Yes.
beautiful.
Yes. Nice
Absolutely
to hear.
beautiful.
Very nice to hear that.
And I definitely say, for those of you looking to see what they do, I definitely would think about them. And I'm trying to think what courses. It was definitely one place. They do accounting, finance. They do acting. They do nursing. You can do advanced assessment and consultants, advanced dementia care. Oh, they do a lot of healthcare stuff there. Animation,
Oh.
artificial intelligence, they do quite a mix of biochemistry, business analytics. Tell you what, if I had more time, I think I'd go to children, young people.
Yeah, I'm looking at them right now. Well, for those of us who do have that little bit more time, because some who have had the opportunity to, even if you've decided to stop working, you want to change gears, you want to go in a different way, why not? Why not take that
It's
challenge?
like Northampton's doing it. It's a nice place.
Mm-hmm.
It looks clean.
Business, sports, I can see
I
that.
was very impressed. They have lots of hubs. They have a creative hub. Obviously, they do all sorts of things. I'm not trying to they do engineering as well.
Yes,
They do engineering as well.
So you were there.
Electronics.
Okay.
And they do engineering. They're doing engineering BS honours. So they do engineering people. And Northampton is not that far outside of London.
Mm-hmm.
So you can
it's
still
not.
you can still get back home. You can still go see your friends.
Yes.
But you're away.
Yeah.
No, I definitely would say, for looks and for what they're doing, yeah, it was definitely good. Anyway, for this one, it was work with cardboard on it, and then two sort of like clips with two bits of wire, which then attach a double A battery to it. Oh, sorry, and then they put like a remote thing, which has got two circles of cardboard, with got the little clips in. So, like, none of those brass clips you push through, and they put like a butterfly on them.
All right, butterfly clips.
And when the wire's attached to that, and you put the two bits of brass things together, then the car can either go forward or backwards. You take it one way, it goes forward. You know, so the kids are designed. When I say design, some of the designs on these things, some of them put bodywork on them. So, in the room that we had different skills. I was looking after the skill where they had to learn and they had to try and get their nipples to go forward
Yes.
and or go backwards. And then there was like an arc, so it went from 15 down to scale of 2.
Okay.
And my colleague was doing one with the elevation, so we have a ramp, and they actually would have, they can't get to the end of the ramp. They would have another, a bit like doing high jump.
To get to the end of that, do they have to have enough motor, when I say energy or propelled?
It's just use the battery, it's just use it to get used to the battery. Okay, these are primary schools that's doing this.
When I hear primary, I'm thinking this is before they go to high school, right? Just to clarify.
Yeah.
Okay, right, so we're talking.
Primary school
Yeah.
kids.
Oh,
And I tell you, some of the models, the enthusiasm,
oh, lovely.
and again, the stuff that they did, but there's some people, some of the kids were doing things that they could put the flashing lights on there. One guy's like a recovery vehicle, and flashing backlights, and all sorts of things. And some of the things after they put like bodywork on, it made the car too heavy.
Right, of course. You have to think of
So then have to learn about all the advice, take it off to do the test.
So where have we got the things to put on the car? Because obviously I'm hearing cardboard and I'm hearing...
I think the company, either the school provider or the company gives them all the
accessories to the kit.
all the kits, yeah.
Right.
So it's called primary engineering, the first step, and it's about how to make engineers in the making.
Yes.
And it's a funded course, and this is mainly being done in the Northamptonshire area at the moment.
Well, you know, quite right, engineers in the making, because when you think of engineering, sometimes you think, oh, it's just too much. What was that Macromon, not Scalextrics, which you have to put all those things together. They were,
Is it Meccano?
that's it, thank you.
Meccano, yes.
Meccano, they were metal and you had to, you know, you could build bridges and all that kind of stuff. Oh, okay, so, so with that, with the Meccano, that thinking is far away from what I'm hearing, which is like, you know, beep beep. I wouldn't mind going back to school and doing that. Because it sounds like fun.
You know,
A child again now.
Yes.
The things you can do.
Yeah.
The things you can do.
There's a young man.
It's just amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
You know.
Mr. Johnson wants to prime in here. Yes, yes, Professor.
There's a young man that I was speaking to earlier this week and was supposed to download. Yeah, there was a young man that I was speaking to, Carol, earlier this week, and I sent him I emailed him a spreadsheet, and he was supposed to take his diet and everything and put it into the spreadsheet. And the spreadsheet's supposed to calculate what it says. I said, how old are you? 15. I says, why can't you open it? I don't know. And he couldn't open it. He says, what happened to your email address? Oh, I can't remember. I can't log in. And he's fiddling around. He's fiddling around, and we couldn't open it. And I was at home trying to email him stuff. And after 25 minutes, I paused and I said, can I ask you a question? He says, what? You don't like computers, do you? No, not really.
Oh.
And the thing is that somebody like that, I had a friend of mine who's a sports massage lecturer, and he said, Ricardo, we're cavemen in tracksuits.
Right.
And what he was trying to say is that we can't change evolutionarily what we are. So if he is a kinesthetic learner,
Yes.
Yes.
a hands-on practical learner,
Yes.
Then-
Would be better.
and getting alienated in like the amount of young boys who could do engineering and construction
Definitely.
and those kind of jobs where they feel as the technology computer age comes upon us and they're young, people sometimes too readily assume
Yes.
they like the digital and they don't necessarily don't. They really want to be hands-on
Yes.
with what they're doing.
So, well,
Very
you know,
well said.
it's got me thinking, theory I've got anything about the way I'm putting the approach. You know, because this, I can still relate this to motorsport.
Yes.
And to just get people start thinking, especially kids, like I say, kids that are disenfranchised or are not interested or who are who need some ideas.
Yeah, they get stuck. They get stuck in, you know, the whole thing. They get stuck in it.
Yeah.
How you receive information is so important. And
Yeah.
the kinesthetic learner, like I talked speaking to my friend, I says that, you know, when I'm good, my goddaughter, I said when Nami Maz, when she was like 1, and she used to pick up that, you know, that thing, she used to put it in her mouth and try and bite it. And it was
Yes.
like, as a child, what the brain is trying to do, the brain's trying to, it's not being bad, trying to eat something, but if you look at something, you touch it, you look at it, once you put it in your mouth and bite it, you're trying to neurologically, sensorily try to identify what is this object.
Yes.
And it's one of the first indicators that you're a kinesthetic learner. You're not a visual learner where, you know, I know they had some research talking about the amount of girls who are now studying medicine and science subjects that's gone up as IT has integrated into schools.
Yes.
And as that's done, that's increased the number of humans because they feel that interacting, accessing through the screen. And as we've got more resources, why haven't we got more ways that different learners, people talk about differentiation, like I've been teaching PE and stuff for years. This guy is crazy. It's crazy. We've got more resources but less opportunities.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Definitely.
So what opportunities were given to these children after they, with this program that they did at the university, the primary engineering in the making? Primary engineers in the making.
So I couldn't quite hear. I can't quite hear you.
I apologise. So what I'm saying is, so what opportunities were given to these children after doing this, engineers in the making, primary engineers in the making? What opportunities after they've done this for this
Well, I wanted
session?
to get them thinking because at this stage they're very young. So
Right.
it's more for them. It's fun making something in at school, seeing things go back and forth, seeing how batteries work. You know, some of them had some interesting. We weren't pushing careers at them.
Of course.
This was just to
Ideas.
understand. By making decisions of like, so there was a couple of products where their cars, the wheels were too close to the bodyworks, then the cars were going weren't going straight.
Right.
So if you adjust this, it'll go better.
Of course. I
And
think
again, that's communication and trying things.
it's also as practical as realising when I switch the light on, that's what occurs. In other words, it's the switch to, it's getting that light bulb moment as well.
Yeah.
So fantastic. Wow, that sounds like some really interesting, and you know, I'm always encouraged by the sessions and the feedback that you give us from the children that you meet, because obviously they are the next part of the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're building, they're the ones that are going to be building whatever they want to put us in. You know what I'm saying? You know, meanwhile we're making decisions whether or not we want to stay here or not, but most definitely. So other than that, so I know that the trucks are definitely a part of your diary.
So I have one other thing. So the weekend I was at Brands Hatch. It was touring cars, touring cars, and we had 40 girls from Golden Trafford.
Wow.
40.
4-0. Wow.
We got to hang out with Speedworks, one of the teams. We had their hospitality for a couple of hours where we spoke, so we all got together and had some chats, and then we went, and they were partly sponsored by the army, so we actually spoke to the army stand and they told us about the opportunities with them. And I gave people another opportunity. The army, I forgot how the army, the army's not just about fighting. If you want to become an engineer,
Yes.
a chef,
Yeah.
a doctor even, they will sponsor people to be a doctor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Again, anything you can think of you want to do, look at the army to be able to do. Because you get all the other disciplines that go with it, which is like, you know, being committed, following
Structure.
There's a good structure.
Building structure in your life, you know.
And I was talking, and I also discovered they've got a party, they have their own
It is it's something that's not pushed as much, I think, in concerns the army and some of the forces because of the other aspect of what may be given to you to put in your hand and what they may be asked to do with it. But they still need people to help them when they come on or off the field, within the logistics, within their care,
Yeah.
and everything else like that. So,
anything like that, you need to get it there. And again, doing that for 3 or 4 years, you're going to come out with a degree.
yes, yes. Yeah. And I think that they're taking people a lot more, I wouldn't say in everybody, but the restrictions in some respects or otherwise. Yes, that's most definitely. So with Girls on Track, as you say, they're in Brands Hatch, 40 girls.
40 girls, yes. So then, Speedworks, they've got VIP tickets, not tickets, passes. So again, touring cars has changed. So again, I haven't watched the touring cars in. They're now doing almost like an F1 format. So they had a FP1 practice, free practice in the morning.
Okay.
That then formed the grid. They had a sprint race.
You go touring cars.
And then when they finished the sprint race, that's made the grid for the main race on Sunday.
Now, we had this conversation, didn't we, Carol,
Yes.
in concerns to why would it, or the putting in, let me get my words correct, having the results of the sprint be the qualification for the main race, which would mean eradicating the qualifying for the main race, which means that they could get 2 practices in.
Yes. Yes.
That could. And in seeing that, how did it run for the remainder of the day? There was seeing that they had the sprints.
And then they got the chance because just before the sprint race started, there was a grid walk, so we got to go and stand in front of the car, walk up to the grid.
Lovely.
So the girls loved it before, but obviously the girls they just loved it.
Mhm.
Lots of other opportunities, and then we went and watched it. And then before we did that, I did my usual tour around race control and other places to tell them. So that was good. They all enjoyed it because it was a lovely sunny hot day as well. So it was lovely.
Yeah, Saturday was much nicer than Sunday. In that sense.
Yeah.
In saying that, so what was the average age grouping for the females that you had for?
You had a couple that were 14, so their parents were with them. Others were about early 20s.
21, 22,
Yeah.
25?
Yeah, so that's about 24.
Okay. And I think even at that stage, it's a case, was it just a case of interest or otherwise there was some career?
No, no, great, because there was a couple of girls that wanted to get into presenters and presenting. There was a couple wanted to do the engineering. Yeah, so they all get to network with each other, so now it's good. It's a good cross section. There's some that didn't know what wanted to do, but obviously they've got a better idea.
Of exactly what it is and what it will entail.
I think it's so great when people are not necessarily, if the focus is not being the elite performer, and if the other members of the team get the same level of exposure and acknowledgement, it's so amazing where you're thinking, oh man, I'm never really going to be a Formula 1 driver, but I can fix the cars, I can present,
Definitely.
I can do the physio, you know, brilliant.
One little story. I mean, again, I also had to win girls of colour. There was only about, I think, 3 of them on this particular group. There's one girl I've never met before, and she's now become a marshal.
Oh, brilliant.
Congratulations.
Yeah, lovely. So then I said, that's nice. She knows, I'm getting on well, so we're a bit more. I think I know there is to know about being a marshal.
Congratulations.
And I looked at her, I said, what?
Wow,
I said, I've been a
amazing.
marshal for 38 years and I'm still every day.
Still learning. Yes, still learning. Yeah. Gilligan for sure. I'm saying congratulations to the fact that she's a marshal.
Yeah, that's just fantastic.
I'm saying congratulations to the fact that she is a marshal.
I'm not a marshal, but then
But however,
attitude
yes.
was like, hold on. You know, I said to her, well, where have you been? She's only done like one circuit.
Right.
She's only been at Brand. She hasn't gone to try. I said, you need to try around and do other clubs, do other things. Change, you don't have to just be a track. You can change and do assembly, do paddock, or do something else.
Yeah.
So is it a case of...
So for me, again, it's back to what I keep saying, I keep saying, when you see other people, especially young white girls, getting out there, thinking, well, how did Jane get out there? How did Polly get there?
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
We cannot be complacent.
Yes, it's not going to come to you.
Because if you're giving up to something, you need to gratify those others and see how you can take it and make it more.
Mm-hmm.
Not suddenly go, oh, I think I know everything there is to know about something. Nobody knows everything about something.
No.
And I was most upset it was coming from a young black girl.
And was with that conversation, may her attitude of changed or veered to a point of being encouraged or and now
I
think,
have to encourage her, yeah.
yes, I'm sure.
To
Yes.
do a bit more. But I was just shocked that I was having that sort of conversation.
Yes.
Yeah.
With the opportunities that are there and knowing what you've been doing, because and it's not been a few years. We're talking about at least 35 years for yourself. Yeah, wow. Proudly.
Yeah.
And I always end up finding out something new that I didn't know, or something else. There's always something you can learn.
And the rules are changing.
Always.
Yeah.
You've got to get, and what's really encouraging is that if we don't pick up those little things and nip them in the bud, they can ripple in it and it won't extend because we want it to grow rather than just to disintegrate or just to die.
So sometimes you have to do things which is not, what you want to do. But please, never diss something. Because you never know when you're going to need it.
No.
I'm great believing that nothing is ever wasted.
No.
Everything that you do has some value in some respect.
Yeah.
You can always use
Absolutely.
that, especially.
That's why other people and other nationalities get ahead of us.
Yeah. Definitely.
You've got to use what you can, what you've got, and where you
So
are.
I'm sorry that's a bit negative, but I just thought I needed to just get that off my chest. That really did upset me.
Yeah, you can do. You know?
Yeah.
So Brands Hatch, Girls on Track, that sounds really exciting with touring cars. Because sometimes, it's not that they're not boring, they are, it's just nice to see what else is happening within the motor world, obviously. Okay.
Yeah.
I know I keep saying, is trucking next week?
Yes, so I'm now doing an extra race week, so I'm in a judicial class, so I've got 2 championships in the class next week. So it is truck racing, but I'm also looking after the Audi Cup and the Coupe Cup. So I'm going to be doing drivers briefings, I've done my notes, and then watch them when they're racing. I haven't learned anything or soon now to turn anybody off, because I don't like giving people fines or subscriptions and things like that. But I should make it clear in my driver's briefing, and then also definitely watch the truck racing as well.
Afterwards, I'm going to go back to that because now I'm thinking of that young girl who may have seemed bored in the middle of no, she wasn't. She was just wherever she was at that time. She may have felt bored and didn't think that there was another plan. If you're not happy where you are, make a plan to kind of like get out of here and do it differently. So I hope wish I could find you and say, hey,
Yeah.
and it's not to say, not so much do you know who I am, but do you know what you can do?
Yeah.
So you can do exactly.
Exactly, most definitely. Okay, so if you, not so much if you're listening, we're gonna find you, you're in our thoughts, so we're gonna veer and give you the energy to move it and what an opportunity.
Yeah.
What an opportunity. And one other thing I will say to encourage our young ones or anybody, sometimes when you're doing a certain job or skill and you may not necessarily like it, if for the one moment you can do it 100%, you never know how that really is going to benefit you at some stage. That's what I say. Or who's watching, who's looking.
You'll have transferable skills to another job, another role, or something like that. You can say something, oh yeah, when I was doing this, I had to do this.
Yes, definitely. Makes a team building, you never know. One day it might be on, what's his name? You're fired?
And sugar.
Thank you.
Sugar.
Yeah, you never know. Right, so that's trucking, so you've got busy weekends coming up, so to speak, with that. I'm really, even though we are kind of moving on, from doing the work with the acts and the skills challenge, I'm just quite so enamoured about that, and obviously the primary engineers there at Northampton University, with the Girls on Track, with the army references and the RAF and everything else like that, there's a lot to discover really in it all, doesn't there? So
There's a lot.
Yes,
There's a lot. There is plenty.
does it seem like there's a lot more now, or it's just the same that it just wasn't open before?
I believe that there's a lot
Yes,
more.
there's a lot more things now, I think.
Yes,
Definitely.
yes.
Definitely.
Would you say that?
When I was in the school, I think I would definitely be a different person.
Yes, I think so. I think that for myself as well.
Yeah.
But however, with that said, I do consider myself part of the pioneers.
Yes.
Most
Yeah,
definitely.
absolutely.
Because people have to go forward for those to obviously to come, you know, with not so much to, well, I say yes to follow, because it's seeing that to otherwise having that ambition and thinking, well, yes, I do not see anyone that looks like me doing it, but what if there was? What if there, you know, I want to do that. I want to feel that. I want to, I'm not even looking at it as a colour barrier, just looking at it as a barrier. You know, as a case of how do I get there?
Yeah.
Rather than, you know, there's nobody else that looks like me there. When I get there, I'll think about that then. I'll worry about it then,
Yeah.
so to speak. Now we've got us. We're on now. Wow, gosh, it's 8 minutes to 7.
Mhm.
And I know there's some other things that we quickly wanted to touch on. The F1, I suppose, in all the news that we've got. And should we have a little bit of that with a little bit of time that we've got, Carol? Is that all right with you?
Yeah, it's fine, yeah.
So thank you very much for sharing your diary with us. And with that said, it's not so much that the engines need a little speaker in there, but they've been very quiet. So I think the V8 now, it's getting that sound that we miss. We just want to hear the roaring sound, really, even though obviously, as I said, it's never going to go back to, we're never going to have that carburetor and all that kind of.
That purring.
No, but we just want it to hear. We want it. It's like telling someone to,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah,
be a man.
yeah.
You know?
Like in Bullet, when Steve McQueen drive behind the man and pull upside of him, and the engine just. Yeah, it's
Okay.
purring. Yeah.
Professor was just mentioning the bullets from the movie when obviously the car.
Man showing his age, you know.
Yes, you are. But it's all good. It's all good. I think I would like to hear the roar of the engine. I know we're
Yeah,
not
man.
going to get back
Of
to
course.
how it was, but there's something about, and that's what, to me, that's what makes the cars quite sexy.
Yeah, of course.
That's why that's why E doesn't really appeal. Any thoughts there, Carol?
Yes,
Oh, sorry.
the thing is, I'm not sure we're going to actually go back to a true raw 8 or V8 or V10 or V12
Yeah.
engine. Because my very natural thing is no longer an engine.
Yes.
It's a power unit.
Is that? I suppose it's just because of the components, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
The components, you'll just never get the same kind of.
The car's going to be like, that's going to go back to having raw fuel and raw sort of turning combustion parts. I doubt it.
Yeah.
It's,
So is it a case of what's in the battery, what the batteries are made? Because we're talking about a power unit, and if is what a battery is in that sense.
yes.
What copper's only one kind of. But it's the conductors that are used. That's what battery's about, isn't it? Getting conductors.
Yes.
So I suppose I would need to know more about it from an engineering point of view and
Yes.
understanding exactly how is there more than one way to create or to make a battery?
I don't know. I will try and do some research and see
Yes.
kind of what the thoughts are behind it. I can't see anything online at the moment, but I will try and I'll try and get some more information.
I find it not so much of an easy subject to get into because it's either one way or the other. And even though we're talking or they're talking about it, this is part of the conversation that's in the paddock. And not going to bring a V8 back, but the sound back. So it's like, you can't have a sound recorder. If it sounds this way, it sounds this way. So long as it doesn't sound like an E-car, there's no sound. That would be, because I did not like the E-sound at all.
Yeah.
But I suppose it's a little bit of watch this space.
Exactly.
Well, we've got another week before we get to the Canadian Grand Prix, which again is a sprint. So before we're back in Europe, so to speak, and obviously where fortunately things haven't occurred that we can still fly from A to B. That's what I want to say. We can still get around. We can still get before we have to think of anything that's going to be major. Well, with that said, Carol, I'll put the last words with you.
Well, before we go, I just thought, for those of you who've got maybe the access to watching things on TV, so before the Canadian Grand Prix, put another big race on this
Yes.
And who's taking part?
Max.
Bahrain, that's the second. But in fact, he's not the first F1 driver to have done 24 hours before.
No, we've had Buttons done it. Oh gosh, what else? Let me have a quick cookie.
I don't know whether that's done the, hold on, his name doesn't come from the list, I don't think.
Yeah, we're looking at another one without him.
No, Button's done the Le Mans, this is the
Okay,
German one.
I apologise.
So people like, going back in the 90s, a driver called Philip Adams.
Okay.
He also did 2 Grand Prix. Michael Martels, I remember he was from the early 2000s. Jack Brabham back in the day, he did it. Another driver called Johnny Chicotto. What's my called? Jack Fields, Pedro Lamy back in the early 2000s, and then he also won races. He was also F1 driver. Nicky Lauda,
Yes.
Jochen Mass, Emmanuel
Jochen
Bureau.
Mass, is that any relative?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that Stephen?
Keke Rosberg, Brett Snyder. So a lot of other drivers have gone on to do both F1
And Amons.
and Nürburgring.
Ah.
So then,
Nürburgring is slightly different to Le Mans. Nürburgring is a very hard circuit.
but the Nürburgring, there is a Grand Prix of the Nürburgring, isn't there as well?
It's not the whole, but the north side one.
Okay. So I know.
This is the whole, it's got to go out into the mountains and back again. It's a very, very, very long circuit. But the Grand Prix there, it's only done, it's not done on the whole,
And it's a 24-hour, right, so we need to say, okay, right. Yes, I am looking as I'm going. There we go. 24-hour, yes.
24-hour Nürburgring.
So, for the day, so Max obviously is going to be at this year's. So it's a team event, isn't it? It's not just one driver, is it, or is it two?
They've had at least 4 drivers doing this.
Right.
Remember, he won the GT race the other day, but
Right.
him and his teammate got disqualified, but it was a team.
Yeah.
It was 2
Two
times.
times, that's right.
So we make sure that doesn't happen again.
And if anything, this does make much more of a rounded person. He's happy, let him, he's happy, and he's happy. And when he's happy, at least if anything, I think it also, and this is one of the things that Vettel said, and also Sebastian concerns to coming back to F1 when they did. You learn different skills,
Yeah.
and obviously those skills, even though they may not be all good for Formula One, it concerns just overtaking and just how you do personality maybe, but it's good because obviously you just makes you a bit more of an all-round kind of sports person,
Yes.
and another skill. So we'll be keeping an eye on that and obviously come back with results. And and those cars, mind you, they don't necessarily hit each other, but I wonder how strong they are. What do you
They're very strong, but obviously they hit the barriers or they hit each other, then yes, nutrition is a bit, can be,
But it's speed, isn't it, really?
it's speed.
Getting-
It's speed and making sure you can keep your car going for the 24 hours and keep
Yes.
going.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, thank you very much for that. So yes, Nürburgring 24-hour race, and obviously he's the only one from this season's that's we know of at the moment.
That's doing it, yeah. I mean,
Formula One.
look at this. Sometimes Anthony Davis does it as well. I know
Okay.
that's a long distance, but I'm not sure. I haven't seen the lineup yet for.
We're gonna get on that and have a look right now.
Yeah.
Carol, thank you very much. And it's goodbye from me from now, and it's goodbye from you, Professor. Is that right?
Yes, goodbye from me. Lovely speaking to you, Carol.
Thank you, as always. Lovely talking to you. And looking forward to next week.
Thank you very much. Oh, we're having a
Thank
guest
you.
next week. Be well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Yes.
Okay. Is anybody responding or not just football?
I'm looking now.
And let people know that if you want to check us out, we're on Not Just Football 2574.
Not just football, 7142.
7142.
Yeah. I'm sure it's it. 7142 does seem a little bit of a.
7142, as he says. If you would like to just, I suppose, just look and see what we're doing,
Yeah.
on not just football, 7142
YouTube channel.
YouTube channel. Yeah, that's Professor's channel there. You can find out. Let me just put this stuff away.
Yeah.
So the 714, not
You
just
can
football.
see us live.
Right. Shall I wave?
Yeah, you can wave. Yeah,
I'm
you're
waving.
there. Yeah, wave. You're there.
I'm
Yeah.
waving. I'm
Yeah,
waving
yeah.
right now. So yeah, interact with us and yeah.
Message us. You can message us. You can
Definitely.
have a chat. And
Yeah,
we're live.
please
We're
do.
live to the world.
We are to the worldwide.
I've got one person watching. Is
Okay.
there one person?
Hey, all it takes is one.
Let me see. Let me see.
Build it, a nation will come. That's what I say. Build it, and that's what movie is that?
Build a nation will come. Isn't that? Is it a Field of Dreams?
Yeah, you go.
Field of
Dreams. Yeah, there we go. I like that. Could have been a contender.
Could have been. Yeah. Yeah.
Raging Bulls.
Raging
Is it
Bull.
Yes, it is
Yeah.
Raging Bulls, yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, let's just get back to the music. And then we'll be speaking with that lovely Tunde after this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm. Mm. Sorry.
No, that's right. The people want to see the realness on YouTube. Is it about the
Sorry.
unedited?
Right.
Is it unedited? People want to see the realness. I'll finish my orange, people. I might. Do you want to see me with a banana?
Okay.
But the banana, I like it.
Okay. I don't know where we're gonna go first with Tunde, but I tell you, I do want. Oh, God, I've got to get this music that she wants. Let me find out what music it is again. I might get you to talk to her. Oh my goodness.
Tunde will have to start with Sunday at the Stratford Stadium. That's got to be first. All the controversy.
Black Pride.
Ooh, that was close. No.
We're listening to Shoot It Here with Professor Johnson on the F1 and All Sports talk show. We've been speaking with lovely Karen Brennan. She has some really interesting things to say, didn't she?
A lot of interesting
I was
things.
really encouraging, especially in concerns to, well, the primary engineers in the making, that
Yeah.
really. But before that, she was talking about the app, Entrepreneur Skills Challenge Index.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get that, and I want to try that out.
Yeah,
You can try it out.
I will.
I want it together.
We could do it together.
Check it out. I don't know how many, we'll check out how many people you need in the team, but I really want to encourage our listeners. Please don't forget your pen and paper while you're listening to the show here on www.bbmcradio.com. So what else do you find interesting about the engineers?
What I find interesting is, as I said, it's looking at sport and looking at the elite performance and looking at the 1%. And the focus used to be, when I was at school, it was really all about the 1%ers. So you went to school, you done PE. When I was doing PE at school, there was no theory paper, there was no anatomy physiology exam, there was no physics exam, nothing like that. It was, you done cross country, you run up and down the court line in the morning, you play football and rugby at the Rian.
I said, no.
Come on lads, get stuck in! And then it was all about, if you were good enough, you would go and play.
Well, you represent.
You'd represent the school, play for England schools.
Be proud.
Be proud, play for England schools. The pathways from like England school sports to international and professional sport, the pathway was a lot smoother then, whereas nowadays a lot more kids get taken out of the school system and go into, especially in football, which I think is quite worrying, but that's a different story, where the kids bypass the school pathway and go into the pro clubs too early.
Right.
And not as many children.
So that's not good. You think for their bodies, or
I just think mentally, if you get put into that
Mhm.
elite sports cocoon at the age of 8,
Yes.
and you get told you're a superstar and you're going to be the next professional, you'll end up, you know, when you get to 16, for those you people, as we spoke, like Jennifer Capriati and Gabriella Sabatini, those tennis players who were at such a young age, Monica Seles, 17, winning the French Open, and then when they do crash, who's there to catch them?
Yes.
Because they've lived, breathed, eat, sleep, drank sports in performance, but not been allowed to be young people and children,
Yes.
you know?
Yes.
So there's that element, and then the other element that's there is not being able to look at the other aligned associated things that make the elite sports person, because you're always considered when you get old, quote unquote, inverted commas, old and retire, then you can become a coach or a physio or an analyst, or but no, it's actually a profession in its own right.
Right.
So you don't spend 20 years trying to be a pro athlete, sports person, and then when you can't make it, you decide to become a coach.
Right.
It's a profession in its own right.
Yes. Yes.
Analyst is a profession in its own right. Sports science and physio in its own right. Engineering in its own right.
Okay.
You know?
I think that does make a difference.
Yeah,
How,
yeah.
You know, how we can also communicate to these young children
Yeah.
exactly what the options are.
Yeah.
Because I am perturbed when they say, this is all I wanted to do. Fair enough.
of course.
You know, I
of
must
course.
admit, as a child, there were certain things, all I wanted to do was be in a certain place and do a certain thing. However, other options have to be available to
Yeah,
us.
to be available, yeah.
And we have to know that there are other
Yeah.
skills that we
We
have
have to know.
ourselves.
And then they can't be like, if being a coach or being an analyst or a podcaster or a sports scientist or a physio, if it's seen as sloppy seconds to being the actual footballer, then young people aren't going to gravitate towards it,
Yes.
because that's how it's treated. They are treated as sloppy seconds. You weren't good enough to be a footballer, so they are.
Being a pundit.
Yeah,
And that's not fair.
which isn't fair at all. No.
And I do like the idea with the engineers, primary engineers in the making. I mean,
Oh,
it
that's
didn't-
brilliant.
that's-
That's amazing.
They have the opportunity just to put, you know, to put something together, you know, because
Yeah,
to play with, when I play with stuff, even just to put your hands in mud,
yeah,
you know, or to clay and things
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
To get that activity, and,
Yeah.
and I must say that the other day I was, I'm writing a piece in concerns to some of my teachers, and those who weren't up to the mark.
Yes.
And I say that from the point of view of the one that lost my, I think it was called CND, so it was craft, CND, craft, art and design.
Yeah.
And with it, it was awesome. It was
Yeah.
like a, you know, you get a,
CDT.
what, CDT, craft,
Yeah.
technology and
Yeah,
design.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for that. So with this, it was magnets, and there were 6 magnets, 3 on the top, 3 on the bottom, and obviously they kept moving because they fused each other. Otherwise they propelled against each other.
Yeah.
And I made it with wood, and it had metal on the sides. It was copper. Oh my god, that was awesome. When I
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you tell me that's it, I was vexed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I thought to myself, no, you didn't.
Yeah,
I mean, just anyway, but.
My younger brother, he does building construction now. He works with a colleague of his, and they do a lot of building work. When he was a kid, he wanted to be Mr. T.
And why not?
He wanted to be Mr. T, like the blowtorch. And Mr. T used to get out the blowtorch and start, mech tune. They used to make this little tank, and they used to get like a welding blowtorch, and used to put this metal shield over on top of this put the metal shield, used to put it on top of the turret and put it on the car, and then used to go and get the bad guys. And my brother was obsessed with Mr. T,
I'm
man.
going to West Ham Fest.
Yeah.
So, why not?
Alright, okay.
Let's go to East London, mate.
Alright
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go east.
Let's go. We're going to go straight to the lovely Tunde, and Tunde talks football.
Yeah.
So Tunde, I mean,
Yes,
greetings, my sister there. Too much fun. Now, I've been seeing a lot of things which I don't know what it's all about, to be honest. I'm seeing some people pushing up their chest and getting on it's their turn. And then, in fact, even at one of our classes today, one of my students didn't turn up, and he's a West Ham supporter. So I can think of, oh dear, I hope he's not that upset.
Listen, people, listen. It's not over yet. What we have here, right? It's a relegation fight between Spurs and West Ham.
Yeah.
That is anyway. There's 2 points between them. There's only a couple of games left. There's going to be a few twists and turns between now and the last game of the season.
Only for 2 cents.
You cannot give up hope yet. Let me tell you that.
Not at all.
Sure.
So is it?
Not over yet.
Is
We've
it?
got West Ham on the weekend. Yeah, West Ham are on their way to Newcastle.
This is coming. This is coming.
This is what's coming.
This weekend coming on.
Is anyone going to explain to me what happened? Because I'm not too sure.
I'm talking about the game I'm talking about the game on the weekend. This is the London derby where it ended up 1-0 to Arsenal, right?
Yes.
However,
Yes. But there was the other one. Oh, it was Arsenal. Yeah.
West Ham thought they'd equalised. It looked like they equalised, but then after any goal was scored, they always got the VAR checks it, like checking to see whether it's valid. For me, if there's any reason they can rule it out, that's what I think they go to the VAR for.
Right.
Right. So anyhow, after nearly 5 minutes, they came to the conclusion. Yes, they had to rule out that goal. They ruled it out. Yeah, they ruled it out. So what they're saying is despite the fact that there was some WWF, ABA, and EBA going on in the red area, that's all happening. The main foul was on the keeper, and that's when I looked at all the things that were happening around it, because the keeper was the one that was impeded, and that's the thing that affected whether the ball went in the net. That is why they said no goal.
Okay, I have a question because I didn't.
I'll do my best to answer it.
Did the ball go in the net?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. I just wanted to know if it went in the net.
The ball went in the net. There was euphoria. The West Ham supporters were cheering. They thought, yeah, they got the points, kind of like saying right from elation to dejection in 4 minutes.
Yeah.
That's law.
Got to call some people. Got to call some. If you know West Ham support, call them. Call them.
Listen, I just felt for my friend here. I'm going to talk to Dean this week. I just spoken to it. I'm going to ring her up and say what?
Well, you just want to, some people can hibernate. Not that they will do, but you just got to.
Listen, I'm going to listen to T on www.
That's right. That's right. Come on now. I know it's not over.
I mean, the last game of the season until the 24th of May, and so there's a couple of games between now and then where there's 6 points to be 6 points. You can get 6 points, 2 wins, 6.8.
There's time yet. That's what I want to
There
hear.
is time. There is.
That's what I want to hear.
Massive London derby with Chelsea have to play Spurs. That's what I mean. And Chelsea are struggling too. They're looking at the European spot might be missing. So they're playing for points on pride and hoping to get a new manager. That's another.
Okay, well, and I should ask a question. I know we're going to go continue with the schedule. So, are we coming up to that part of the season? Is the what do you call it open?
No.
We're not getting to that. We're not that.
Just not enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
I'll talk about the transfer when I know the time.
Okay.
But right now.
Let me just keep in my lane. I'm getting back in the lane. It's okay.
No.
Get back in my lane.
You know what I mean?
That's going to be an exciting show.
Okay. Okay.
We have to sleep in the studio, get sleeping bag.
West Ham game. There were other things that was happening.
All right.
So look, Man City played Brentford, right? And at half time it was 0-0. Was looking decent. But no, Man City found their scoring boots, beat up the Bees. They took the Bees down and everything. 3-0 they beat them. I was excited for them. But that's life. They're fighting to remain up there in the top. So the Bees lost. Man United, they qualified, they got their Champions League spot. They played Sunderland. Sunderland fought everything, but no, it was 0-0. So well done to Sunderland, they're fine. Full of Bournemouth people. Listen, football's supposed to be 11 aside, yeah? In the first half, both teams were down to 10 players. I was just like, yeah, so 10-10, right? 10 men on the pitch. Fulham was at home and they lost 1-0. They couldn't put away their chances, Fulham, man. And Bournemouth look like they're going to be taking a seat in Europe, but we'll see. But it's looking good for them. Brighton as well. Brighton just beat up Wolves, you know.
Wolves seem to be active. They seem to be. I thought they were doing all right.
The Wolves,
Yeah.
no, the Wolves are relegated.
Oh right, it wasn't them then.
But they're relegated on Saturday.
Their ship has
And then you
sunk.
had the game, yeah, you had Liverpool against Chelsea, and that was 1-1, but the Scousers ain't happy, all not well up in there this side, there's a lot of reason for that. Because, you know, they're the defending champions, and it hasn't been on the best defense of their title, some people would say, you know what I mean? It ain't easy, you think winning it is easy, no. We try to retain it, hard, sorry, it's hard. It's even harder to retain it, as you know, Liverpool found out.
Yes, of course.
You can't win everything, yeah. And then, yeah, yesterday, that was a game. Spurs Leeds. It ended up 1-1. You know, so that's why, yeah, there's only 2 points between Spurs and West Ham down there in their fight to avoid the relegation. That's what that fight is. In the meantime, yeah, you've got like the team from the championship. I was going to mention them briefly. We were in the playoffs to try and get in the Premier League. Hull, there's one team that's going to be in the final. They're going to wait to find out who wins between Southampton and Middlesbrough, and that match is this evening. So whoever wins that
wow.
Hey,
Southampton
kick off.
will play Hull, and that will decide which one of them.
Who's coming up?
to the Premier League.
Who's coming up? All right. All right.
So Millwall will not be playing in the Premiership.
We know Burnley, and we know Wolves are going down. We don't know whether it's going to be West Ham or Spurs. Or Spurs.
Okay. I'm now.
One or two.
Now, in concerns to out of those teams, I wonder who's got more money between West Ham and Tottenham? Tottenham, because they've obviously got that stadium to look after.
Yeah.
So they've got more to lose, haven't they? in
You
some
know what?
respects?
I haven't seen their bank statement, so I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. It looks like, you know,
Tunde is always so diplomatic. You're quite right. You're quite right. You're quite right. Quite right.
We don't know. You know what I mean? Because what I hear a lot about, and I could be wrong, people can tell me if I'm wrong, but I hear that Spurs is, you know, a decent sized club, but they seem to have short arms and long pockets when they come to pay people the salary.
Right.
Why they have trouble attracting some players. This is what I heard, or why I'm not learning. I don't know. But me personally, yeah, if the only reason you're playing football is for money, then you're never going to be happy because how much is enough?
So with that said,
Yeah.
when you've got your players on the pitch, obviously there are some players which are afforded a bit more, some players which cost you a bit more. Is there a point where we can say that one team has got more expenses with their players than the other?
Yeah, of course, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
So-
it shouldn't matter, you know. At the end of the day, once you cross out right now, you're not going out to check your brother. Hey, how much you getting paid this week? You're going out there to go beat them.
Yes, and that's it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking from the prospect, not so much who's got more to lose, but, you know, for these teams, it's a case of going down, and then you've got to rev yourself back up to get back up into.
You don't want to, at the end of the day,
Ultimately,
you don't
what's-
want to get relegated. Yeah,
Yeah.
You wake up and spend a
Yeah,
month,
of
yeah,
course.
but it's too late, and by the
Yeah.
time you realise, yeah, it's not where you want to be, the money and like the prestige. And once you've been in the Premier League, yeah, people will say, you don't want to drop down, you don't want to come up. But if you don't do the job while you've got a position, then you end up coming out. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
That's what happened.
Ultimately, players are always motivated by playing at the highest level. So if your club is constantly, consistently in the top half of the table and you're qualifying for the top European competitions, that will motivate players because you're playing against the best.
Yeah.
That motivates the players.
And obviously you play because you want those cups. You want to play. You want to play against the best. You want to play against the best. Of course.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
You want to be a contender.
So that's the what happened in the Premier League game. But before
Right.
that,
Mhm.
last week was like the men's UEFA Champions League semi-final, and I've got to say, big up and congratulations to Arsenal, yeah, because for the first time in over 20 years, they made it back to the Champions League final, and they were going to be playing Paris Saint-Germain on the 30th of May. Put that date in your diary, yeah, but the Arsenal will be playing in the Champions League final. Big up Aston Villa, because for the first time in enough years, they're back in Europe and they're going to be playing in the Europa League final. They beat Villa. Yeah, they're going to be playing against Freiburg. I think that's on the 20th of May, right? And then well done to Crystal Palace Eagles. They won. They in the Conference League final. They're going to be playing somebody. Again, with the 27th of May. So yeah, we've got 3 English clubs in European final. Well done.
So that's Arsenal.
That is not an easy thing.
Who are the 3?
This month is
Arsenal
final. That's the final.
is
The
in the
FA
final.
Cup final. You got the Women's FA Cup final. You got the Champions League. You know, all things like that is happening. So
Arsenal,
keep tuning
Aston
on the TV, on the radio. I'll let you know what's happening.
Arsenal, Aston Villa, and
Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace.
Yes, man.
Okay.
They're fighting in Europe. I think that, you know, we'll see. I know they, maybe in the league they haven't done as well as they wanted to.
But they're representing in other ways.
Yeah, they have a managerial change, but right now,
Okay.
in Europe, they've got a chance to win some
Some
silver.
silver, yeah, definitely. I made them change their kit colour again, but hey, that's the way it goes.
Hey, I think that's another story.
Yeah.
People, they probably will have, because, when you're in Europe, you have a different kit, but every team has got at least 3 kits, or if you're Man City 4, but,
Why? You've got your away, you've got your home, you've got your...
Other people, but the way they come to my mind is marketing,
Yes, yeah, marketing,
Yeah, it's marketing,
It is marketing.
Also, they know the supporters, they want to wear their club colours, and people will go out and pick that and spend the money. But me personally,
Mm-hmm.
that's not really what I'm not a supporter. But I can afford to do this. You know what I mean? I need to eat food.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I need to maintain my bike and things like that. I don't have like the money that people can spend following their team. It's, you know what I mean? It's a massive passion, a massive love, you know what I mean? And you need to kind of, don't look at your wallet too tough, but then you'll be crying every week. You know?
I think that kind of commitment, yes, it is a lot.
Yeah,
As well as,
it's just a bit. And even a few times I know, you know what I mean? Me personally have to budget for it and make sure I know. Like I tell people, listen, when you go to the, there's all kind of things you can buy within the ground. And I won't tell people don't spend your money, because that's not my role. But I know personally that I'm taking my role or my bottle of water into the ground with me, because I know that I can go down to the local supermarket and buy a bottle of water and get change.
It is
Get change from a pound. You know what I mean? And if I even inside the stadium, you're handing over £5. If you get change,
If you get back your arm, you're lucky. Okay. So, anyway, you're listening to www.bbmcradio.com here on the F1 All Sports Radio Talk Show with Today Talks Football and Professor Johnson in the studio here with us. And you can, in fact, for those of you who would like to chime in or otherwise give your reactions to what's happening, tell them where to find us, Professor.
We're on YouTube. If you go to YouTube and you type in not just football, all one word,
Not just football.
7
7.
1
Uh-huh.
4 2.
That's 7142.
Yeah, not just football,
Not-
7142.
And you can obviously if you've got any questions for Tunde, she'll answer them best as she can, very diplomatically, I will say. So, so that's it with the, I suppose, with the men, and we have, and congratulations to those who are obviously fighting there in Europe, because that's a lot really when you think that you've also got your, you know, your team there, and in concerns of the league, or you know, and then obviously you've got another championship that you're going forward. So you know, going to be in it to win it, so to speak.
And they are in it, but they are in it. And I just got to say, this weekend, yeah, people need to keep an eye out, yeah. It's the FA Cup final this Saturday.
Really?
Chelsea, Man City, 3 p.m. kickoff. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. That's happening.
Oh, so that's going to be in London.
Yeah.
Okay, that's going to be blue and red.
It'll be at Wembley, yeah, Mum. 3 o'clock kickoff, okay? This Saturday. So people know.
Yeah, stay home. Stay home. And let's have somewhere to go.
Right? There's other games, there's not just like the FA Cup and all the football in the world, so other matches are on. So that kickoff is at 3 o'clock. But you know, at 1 o'clock on the Sunday, you have got the WSL fixtures as well. The Women's Super League is occurring, so you need to keep an eye out for that too. I'm going to talk to people about what's happening in the Women's Super League.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to have ourselves a little. Go ahead. We're going to have ourselves a little musical interlude in just one moment.
Okay, let me just tell you, I was going to big up. He's out there in Barcelona. He scored this one wicked free kick on the weekend, and it helped in the Clásico, which meant that they beat Real Madrid, and it helped Barcelona secure the La Liga title. I just want to put that out there in the. Remember our brothers out there across the world, here and there, got to support them. So that's Marcus Rashford. But you know, it was under a bit of a torrid time in Manchester. But he's out there in Spain, and I think that Barcelona and the cost of their life suits them a bit better, maybe.
Yeah, and then there's not so much the paparazzi, not so much in his focal point at all. They're not really running him down for stories, which they were. I feel that once he was doing his charity work and he was doing a lot of stuff during COVID, and there was an issue, remember, when he had a pop at the government and Boris tried to friend him up,
Right.
and he ran Boris, and I feel that as a result of that, the media kind of says, steady, hang on a minute, you're just a sportsman, don't go above your station. So they found any little thing where they see him, if he has a bad game, and then he's out doing a little charity thing that, and they says, hang on a minute, you're supposed to be concentrating on your football, you shouldn't be out, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that. You know, so the British media started to get onto him.
I would say that's typical British media, but
Typical.
also before that, remember Oliver, Jamie Oliver,
Yes.
was on the school's trip before obviously Rashford made
Yeah.
his thing in 2020.
I lost that.
Repeat that for me.
Yeah, Jamie Oliver was trying to do some high profile stuff, highlighting stuff around schools
Yeah, that's because
and food like that, just before Rashford.
Jamie Oliver and Jerk Rice, Jamie Oliver.
Yeah, Jerk Rice, Jamie Oliver, yes.
Honestly, I love my people. Okay, moving on there today.
Yeah. So again, not being in the UK, the British media is not necessarily going to be. They're too busy trying to find teams in England to try and find players. So therefore, with the attention not being on him, my big issue with the media and with Marcus Rashford was he drunk in nightclub, and did he have holy girls and falling out of bars and stuff like that? No, he wasn't. He wasn't doing anything like that.
It would be better if he had been.
Yeah. Yeah, do you know what I mean? So,
Proper to write about.
yeah, considering that's not what he was doing, why did they find it necessary to pick at his off the field exploits? Because his off the field exploits were 100% honourable.
I want to know sometimes. Sometimes I want to know.
Yeah.
The thing is now, see, the season's coming to an end. They've got a few more games left, but it doesn't know what will happen to him at the end of the season. I hope he can manage to stay in Barca, but football's funny. You don't know where it's going to end up. But I would say enjoy it, right? You know what I mean? While you're there, Marcus.
Yeah, of course, of course. Of
It's
course.
so quick. You blink twice, and you know you sat on the bench, get a smile in your backside or something.
Yeah, of course, absolutely. You know?
Alright, are we gonna go, are we gonna sort of look?
Are you going to a break? Are you done the break already?
No, we're gonna go to a break right now, actually.
Yeah, we're gonna go to a
We're
break
gonna try
right
this,
now.
and,
Alright.
we're gonna be playing, this is Kofi, Black Pride.
Look, look.
And it's live, actually. I got found a nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can talk to her off here.
Yeah. I will rock it. Okay.
We can.
Yeah.
Just let her know we're playing it.
They're playing at the moment, so we are off here. You're just playing the tune. When the tune comes to the end, and you get to Alarm pull, selector, Alarm pull up.
Where does she want to go to off when we come back in?
When we come back in, where do you want to go to next?
Yes, knowing myself, it's coming to the end, man. It's coming to the end. So then
Yeah.
we talk about Arsenal and then big there, Arsenal women, and so we're gonna go into that.
Oh yeah, the Arsenal Brighton game, or you just gonna go straight to the WSL?
Oh yeah, we go back. We're gonna go way back. We go back to that one because that was the one that kind of like handed the
Title to City.
to Man City. Yeah,
yeah.
we talk about that. Big up Man City and things like that. Yeah, we go there.
Mhm.
Let her know that we're so we've got about 10 minutes when we come back in. Just let her know we've got about 10 minutes when we come back in.
Oh yeah, when we come back in, we've got about 10 minutes.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
You can let her know that we've got two different ones. That's why.
Yeah.
In other words, you can let her know that you've got the microphone with her.
I've got the phone at the moment.
I don't think she knows the sound.
Yeah, I've got the mic. I've got the microphone at the moment with yourself.
Okay, so you have the power right there.
Yeah, I've got the power right now at the moment. With power comes great responsibility. Yeah.
And let me know when I can come back in because I can't hear the tune, I can only imagine it.
Oh Lord. We'll let you know when we come back in.
Yeah, this is a request from Tunde. I said, what do you want to hear? So Kofi, and this is a live actually, which is really nice. So it's always nice to hear live music. I must encourage us.
Yeah.
To this. It's beautiful. You just be quiet, you can hear it.
Yeah, when Sheila sent me the thing about which tune, it comes to me, and I played it, and I thought, yeah, that's the one. The lyrics in there, that's what we need. On www.bbmc Radio.com, they're out there for the ears of our brothers and sisters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's good. Sheila, you play the album?
She's not playing it out. But this track is not the actual studio track. It's a live performance. Yeah, it's a live. Yeah. So that tune there is doing it live. I don't know where. I don't know the location.
Okay.
But it is a live performance. Yeah. I can't afford to have because of it.
Okay. You
Yeah.
know what? I could be playing that all night long. That was just, oh my gosh, that was too much. That's just lovely. Thank you very much for that request there,
Yeah.
Tunde. I'll tell you, it's a nice live one, and
Yeah.
in fact, that's Kofi Live. Where is that live at? I'm actually tell you exactly
We're
where
gonna
that live.
find out where it's at. It
It's
was a
live.
live.
It's a live, and this is when she's.
It was a live rendition of your request.
Yeah, and this was live at the Ready Fraternity. That's UK Legacy Grand Theatre, Clapham. It was a few years ago, in considered 2017. But in looking at the options, I thought, yeah, they look nice one, and yeah, but nice.
Yeah.
So we're going to go back and we'll be talking about the WSL, I believe.
WSL.
And,
Hey, listen, people, listen. I'm gonna say, yeah, you need to rewind because last week, yeah, Arsenal got a few fixes to catch up on Arsenal winners, so they played Brighton, and this game, yeah, it ended 1-1. So that meant, yeah, that this game was happening down in Brighton, but up in Manchester, there was samba and a party, and it meant that Manchester City had won their first WSL title since 2016. That they are the champions. Arsenal needed to win the game to keep the points tight, but that draw meant they can't close the gap. So congratulations, Man City, and also Bunny Shaw, because Bunny Shaw has golden boot winner, like banging in the goals, right? And they'll be here
congratulations.
doing the business. So unfortunately, Arsenal weren't able to make it, but they have secured, I think Arsenal have secured their Champions League spot. But they also, then Arsenal played again on Saturday, and they beat Villa. They beat them 3-0. And then they're playing tomorrow actually. So people, if you're not doing that at 7 o'clock kickoff, pick yourself to the Emirates. You heard it here, you know what I mean? You'll get change for your money when you buy your ticket. Go to the Emirates, support Arsenal and Everton. That's about also in Arsenal for enough years.
You
Yeah,
should tell it.
it's rumours
Yeah.
that